Why I should get a car. When you think about the age 16, what do you think about? Getting a job? Getting your license? Getting a car? That's exactly what I think. I already have a job and just got my license. I'd say, now comes a car. But the problem is, I can't afford one by myself. This leads to problems like I can't get anywhere without my parents being home. The purpose of this speech is to convince my parents to help me buy a car. Reason number one I think they should help me buy a car is actually for their benefit. They would save a lot of time by not having to drive me or my sister around. I could drive myself to the hospital for volunteering, to my job, and I could drive my sister and I to youth group. Now, I suppose I could just borrow one of their cars, but that means one of them would be without a car if they have to go somewhere, and if something were to happen to the car, they would suffer as well. The rate of teen drivers has gone down significantly, as you can see in the data on my PowerPoint. By getting a car and having my license, it would be one less person to add to that downfall. I understand a car is a lot of money and a huge responsibility, but I have proven myself to be very responsible over the years. Consider it an investment. This way, I can get to my job and make money to one day pay them back or buy a better car. All I'm asking is they help me with a down payment and I can pay the monthly bill and gas. As you can see, it would benefit them if they helped me get a car. Reason number two I think I should get a car is because I've earned it. I keep my grades up, volunteer at multiple places like the hospital and the church, help around the house, and have a job. I have shown them I'm very responsible and I have good time management skills. One day I can pay them back and it'll be like it never even happened. Compared to some other teenagers I know, I'm a great kid and I think I've earned it. I also scored a 94 on my driver's test, which is almost unheard of. I've proven I'm a safe driver, as well as demonstrated I know how to get out of sticky driving situations. I'm calm and collected at the wheel, and I'm capable of being patient when most people would just try and speed around whatever the issue is. I think I've earned a car. Another reason I think they should help me get a car is that it's an essential part of growing up. Getting a car would teach me responsibility and accountability. I would have to work and pay for gas and insurance and monthly payments. I would feel less bad about it if I helped pay for it too, instead of them straight out buying it. Some of my friends' parents have either bought them a car or handed them down one. We have a truck that technically I can drive once my dad takes his trailer off and puts it at a storage facility, but it's not something I feel comfortable with. When I first learned to drive, it was in this truck, but where I would be driving has narrow streets and the truck is very wide. Downtown Salem has very narrow streets, and to get to the hospital, I have to drive along all of them. It's also a gas guzzler. That means I would have to pay a lot more money for gas than I would if I got a more economical vehicle. If I were to get a smaller car that's fuel efficient, it would be better for all the parties involved. An argument to consider is that teen drivers tend to get in more accidents than better experienced drivers. As you can see on slides 4, 5, and 6, there is a lot of data out there showing just how dangerous it is to be a teen driver or someone in an accident with them. The only way to become a more experienced driver is obviously driving more. No one is a perfect driver when they just start out. When it comes to the data regarding the age or amount of passengers, there are many ways to avoid becoming one of those statistics. I can simply refrain from driving friends around until I'm more experienced, or I can explain to them how important it is that they don't distract me. Oregon law says that you can't drive people that aren't your immediate family around until after 6 months after you get your license. I pride myself on being a safe driver. I put my phone on silent and don't fidget with it to change the song or answer texts. Depending on what kind of car I get, there are many ways my parents can set limits on things like the volume of music or max speed I can travel at. Our 2018 Chevy Traverse has a teen driver feature built into it that they have to put a password into, and they can control how fast I go, how loud my music is, or where I go. They'd be able to know where I am and all the things I'm doing to put their minds at ease. For the reasons I stated previously, I think my parents should help me buy a car. I'm very responsible and it will benefit them and show just how much they trust me. I understand it's a big thing to ask, especially when it can be so dangerous, but I've certainly proved I am mature enough to handle this. I know it could be difficult watching their little girl grow up. considering I'm their first child, this is something they're new to. I think if we were to work together, this could be something very, very great.